If you don't know us, I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Chris.
And we are the founders of Hug Your Chaos.
Today we're talking about the real cost of giving away your power, why we do it, and how to not do it. Because so many of us tend to live our lives by giving away our power, and we don't even know we're doing it. Anytime we allow our equanimity to become disruffled, is that a word?
Equanimity.
Disruffled? It is now.
No, just ruffled.
Discombobulated and
It would
ruffled.
be ruffled.
Anytime you allow your feathers to become ruffled by something that is an external factor, let me give you an example. You're doing some work on the computer freezes, you get angry, you've just given your power away.
So anytime we blame our feelings on another person, place, thing, situation, whatever it might be, we are giving away our power.
Exactly.
Think of something that in your life kind of regularly tends to take your power. Right? Is it your phone? Is it a person? Is it your job? Is it your sucky boss? Is it, your parent that happens to push your buttons? Is it, your boyfriend or girlfriend who doesn't act the way that you want them to act?
Where do you find yourself feeling some way about something and you actually blame the external factor? So if I'm all jacked up and I'm sitting here and I'm cursing and Lindsay says, what's wrong? And I says, this fucking computer is just refusing to do what I want it to do and it's pissing me off. The computer's not pissing me off.
Right.
How can an inanimate object piss me off?
It's exactly that.
I'm giving my power to this machine. So where are you guys giving away your power? You've got some examples now. What does it look like for you when you give away your power? It's kind of like this. If you're sitting there and you're hungry, right, and you've got everything that you need to make a sandwich, but you don't, and you start to get angry that you're hungry, you have given away your power. When you have the ability to get up and make yourself a damn sandwich, you've got no place sitting there being angry at anyone or anything because you are not being fed.
True that. Guys, blaming your emotions on anybody else in your life is like blaming the refrigerator It's blaming the refrigerator that you can't have a sandwich, right? It's illogical. Doesn't make sense. Why would you blame the fridge for you not being able to have a sandwich? But I know that we're programmed to believe otherwise because we're very programmed and taught to blame our emotions on everybody else because that's what everybody's been doing for years and years and years.
So let's look at what the real cost of giving away your power is. Now that we know what it looks like, now that we know that we all do it, now that we've owned it, we've admitted it, what is the real cost of it? This computer pisses me off frequently. Now, if I take that computer in a state of being pissed off and I throw it out the door onto the street and I've destroyed it, I've just lost, albeit it's only a $250 computer, but I've just lost $250. Because I'm going to have to go my ass down in the shop and buy another one. If I get frustrated with somebody and I put my fist through the wall, I've just given away my power and now I have to take time, energy, effort and money to repair that hole in the wall.
And maybe you broke your hand too.
Could have broken your hand.
So you guys, the ultimate cost of giving away our power is our own peace of mind, our health, our well-being, our serenity, and our contentment. Because I guarantee you, the people who we cross paths with during the day, maybe some of you guys that are watching, I don't know all of you personally, so asking yourself, the more aggravation shows up in your life, this is a for sure sign that you're giving away your power to a lot of external things.
Right.
Guys, I know that it seems like, oh, it makes sense. Well, okay, I'm strapped financially. I gotta worry about how I'm gonna pay my bills. But guess what worrying does? It does nothing. And it's you giving away your power. So you're dumping your energy down a vacuum, so to speak. You're draining yourself, and then you wonder why you don't have the energy to create what you want in your life? Well, because you're giving it away to everybody else. You know, the cost of giving away our power is that we ultimately release ourselves from responsibility over our life. And you know what happens when we don't take responsibility for our life? Everything is somebody else's fault. Everything is society's fault. Everything is, you know, my dysfunctional family's fault. Everything is my ex's fault.
I was left standing in the rain waiting to be picked up from school and my mum forgot to get me and now I'm still wet 30 years later.
It's a big one, guys. How often do we give away our power to our past?
Guys, when you think about how much energy you put into giving away your power, if you took that energy and put it into self-ownership, your life would be exponentially different to what it looks like right now. Bring it back to this question. Why does that trigger me? Why? It's okay to be triggered, but why am I then giving my power away to that? Why am I wasting my time, energy, and effort creating a diary of what my co-work is doing? You know, if you have a big pothole on your driveway and your car hits it every time you back out of your driveway, and you say, previous owners were assholes, I don't know what they did, but they wrecked my driveway. As long as you blame them, what are you doing about it? If you say, okay, the pothole is my issue, I now own the house, and you fix it, you have a smooth drive out. You can only change what you take ownership over. What is the solution? How do we manage to stop giving our power away? Awareness is the key. We go back to what we refer to as the pillars of happiness. And we call them the 3 pillars of happiness because when you implement this shit into your life, it creates a very happy, empowered life. So what happens? Bang! Situation occurs. Life's in your face. Traditionally, you give your power away.
You want to blame and complain.
You put your fists through walls, you throw your laptop. All kinds of nonsense. But you know what? At this point, the first pillar of happiness is you take a breath, you breathe. It gives you a little bit of space. Now, one of the things that we see people getting hung up on is they stay on the breath. Breath is powerful, yes, but it's powerful to create space. It's not powerful enough to change a circumstance. The breath creates space. Now, all of a sudden, instead of reacting blindly in victim mode and going straight into giving your power away, you have a choice to make. At this point, you can choose to give your power away if that's the path you want to walk, but you're not doing it blindly. And if anybody had a choice, put your hand up. Who would willingly give their power away? No, I wouldn't. Would you choose not to, would you? And so, at that point, when you have a choice to make, you insert gratitude into that choice. You start finding things to become grateful for.